There we go. So let's first do our 3 ohms and then we'll continue. Om. Om. So when you do your ohms, if you feel the vibrations inside, that's wonderful. And if you don't, I'm sure it will start as your cleansing gathers pace, as your nadis become more cleansed, especially as your sushumna becomes more cleansed, you will begin to feel when you do the om chant, you will begin to feel as if there is some vibration happening at some level. It will keep growing over time. Yeah. So you've done whatever was shared until yesterday. You've done that practice on your own. All of you, breath is moving up the spine comfortably. I'm not asking whether it's going to the sahasrara, but it's moving up the spine. So you can sense both the channels simultaneously. Is that right? Lalita ji miss ho gayi. Oh, Lalita ji, sorry, so sorry. Okay. संतोष जी आपने क्या म्यूट कर लिया क्या अपने आप को? ठीक है, doesn't matter. You can stay on mute as long as
I can sense it, sir. I did yesterday evening, today morning, even now also I can sense it. Both the inhalation as well as the exhalation.
Excellent, perfect. So when you are now inhaling, you are taking your breath down to the Muladhara, and one part of that breath is also moving up towards the back, along the back of the spine. That's what is happening, right?
That's right.
Okay. Very good. Also, we did one little thing called dilation at the end of the tailbone, at the edge, just behind the anal opening. You are using that, it's happening. Are you feeling that there is when you do that, when you engage that, or when you dilate that, you feel that there is an improvement in the flow of your breath? Are you noticing that difference? Okay, very good. Rashmi ji is saying yes. Okay. What about the others? Is that okay? Very good. Neetu ji is good. Okay.
Dilation, I'm feeling it, sir, because I've been doing since Swasha Kosha Kriya, no? So I'm more or less I'm used to it now.
And you can feel that the quality of breath feels lighter, smoother, easier. The flow is better.
Flow is better.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So then if it is better, it will also feel lighter. It'll feel smoother. Sometimes actually you'll feel that your breath is a little subtler. So that's a good thing. Very good. Dr. Seema ji?
I can understand dilation.
You can't understand.
What did you say, dilation?
My question was, day one, I think I've been mentioning about dilation at the end of the tailbone. Especially when you exhale. नहीं, you don't know?
नहीं.
अरे वाह, अब ध्यान नहीं दिया इसका मतलब आपने. चलिए, अब नहीं दिया तो क्या हो पाया? अभी कराएंगे थोड़ा सा. What about the others? Monica ji, dilation is happening well. The breath feels a little smoother.
Yeah, it feels smoother, and I can observe dilation also.
Okay, and Lalita ji, the dilation, smoothness of breath over. Who is missing? Na? Today the group looks a little smaller. Someone is missing. Who's missing? Someone is missing. Anyway.
Was there someone named Geeta ji from somewhere out of India?
Geeta ji, yeah, but she was sleepy even day one, and day two, I think she joined, but then she couldn't keep up, I guess, because it's very late for her, like late midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning or something. It's difficult for her. It's just not a very good time for her. So I can understand her situation. All right. Lalita ji, what about your dilation? Is that happening? Can't hear you. Is that dilation happening? Seema ji, okay, who wants to explain to Seema ji what this dilation is at the end of the tailbone? Come on, one of you explain to Seema ji. Hmm.
May I?
Please go ahead.
What we were told that when the breath goes in, while we are constricting the anal area, we are pulling it a little bit up, little bit up.
No, no, no. I have not said anything about the anal area.
And when
Only
okay,
the Mooladhara. I have only brought in the Mooladhara, the perineum.
Mooladhara. Yeah, perineum, yes, Mooladhara.
And remember, I also told you there are 3 different muscle groups. If you bring in tightness in the sphincter ka tightness is very closely related to stress. You will notice if there is stress in the body, the sphincter will tend to get tight. If you notice, if there is any kind of stress in the body, sphincter will tend to tighten. We don't want that. See, tightening the sphincter, Ashwini Mudra, for a certain yogic purpose is another matter. But if the Ashwini Mudra is always engaged, you will be like a person who's on edge always. You will be so, all wrought up, so what is chabi bharawa. So please keep that sphincter very relaxed. We don't want any tightness in the sphincter. In fact, in almost all my programs, I do not even bring in the sphincter. I bring in the Mooladhara. But I don't, those are other kriyas and they are part of whatever other methods are there, and that is fine. That's not my domain. My domain is where I've had.
Yeah.
So Mooladhara.
When the breath goes up to Mooladhara and it reverses, it makes a U-turn. At that time, when you feel the U-turn of the breath, that is called the dilation of Mooladhara.
Okay, let me explain that. Okay, now I can understand why the confusion may have come to you. Between the Mooladhara and the end of the tailbone is the anal opening or the anal muscles, etc. So the tailbone is actually a little setback. It's a little away from the Mooladhara. कई लोग सबको एक साथ में बोलते हैं, that whole area is taken as the Mooladhara. In some studies or in some schools of thought, they may take it all as the Mooladhara. And I'm not going to get into the fineness of that. जिसकी जो perspective है, I respect that. To me, the Mooladhara is the perineum. That is the tube that's running straight from the Sahasrara down to the Mooladhara. Most people think this tube is actually only along the spinal cord, through the spine. This is what the Sushumna is visualized as or described as by most people. I see the Sushumna as a little different. I see it as a U shaped, like a test tube, like a U-shaped test tube. This is how I visualize it, or this is how my experience makes me look at it. And I could be wrong. I could very well be wrong. Whether I'm wrong or not is not the issue. What I do with this, what results it brings, that is the important thing. So in the breathwork that I share, in the breathwork that I teach, when I share it this way and I use it in this way, it seems to bring superb results. And Santosh ji, are you in that ED reversal group? You are not in that group. None of you are in that group, right? Okay, doesn't matter. But some of the reports that have come in that ED reversal group, kahani to ED reversal ki hai, but they are talking about Ananda. They are talking about, experiencing bliss and so on. So that is how your flow of energy impacts you. So what Monica ji was trying to tell you was, this channel which is coming from the Sahasrara to the Mooladhara, it turns up towards the spine. So this is a U-turn that goes up towards the spine. So when it enters the spine, it enters at the tailbone, at the end of the tailbone. The tailbone is a little curved, like a comma, but not a but a reverse comma, if you want to say, think of it this way. Comma तो ऐसे होता है ना, comma is this way. So this is, think of it as a reverse comma. So it's coming down and turning into the body, inwards towards the anal opening. So this tailbone, the edge of the tailbone or the end of the tailbone is just behind the anal opening. So maybe this is the reason why Monica ji spoke of engaging the anal opening. So when you dilate at the end of the tailbone, it's like जब आप सुसु करने जाते हो तो क्या होता है, आपके 2 मिनट पहले तक your susu is inside you. You go to the bathroom, something happens and then the susu starts flowing. Similarly, when you go to defecate, nothing is happening. The moment you go sit on the commode, etc., and you come in a certain state, the flow of feces starts. आपने तो कोई टैप नहीं खोला ना. Did you do anything mechanically? Did you turn anything? Did you do anything mechanical? No, you did nothing of that sort. It's just a very subtle thing that happens inside. Your mind gives the command and something happens. The flow of urine starts. The flow of feces starts. That's it. उसी तरह का subtle cheese at the end of the tailbone. When you dilate that, as if you open it a little, then the flow of your out breath up the spine becomes smoother. This is where we started. But yesterday we were also flowing part of the in breath down to the Mooladhara, from the Mooladhara up along the spine. So even in the in breath, you use the dilation at the end of the tailbone and the breath flows very, very smoothly up your spine. This is what is being referred to. You'll have to practice this on your own. Seema ji, you have to pay more attention. See, everyone else has seen it, understood it, practiced it, but you've not done it. तो आपका मन कहीं और जा रहा है. Your mind is working somewhere else. So you'll have to bring it back to the present moment, whatever is happening here and whatever is being shared. Abhi try kariye. Do your exercise. Come on, everyone. Do these exercises for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, and see how your breath is moving. And then I'll come to the next part. Continue with this dilation, both for the in breath and the out breath. Om. 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 Santosh ji, too much pressure coming into your movements. Let your movements be gentle, because ye karne se stress will come into your body. We don't want that. We want the breath to flow comfortably, smoothly. So let there be a gentleness in your movements. The focus is not on the physical exercise. The physical exercise or the physical movement is a prop for the breath to move in a certain way. तो अभी आप जो कर रहे हो, the focus is more on the physical aspect of whatever you're doing. तो go gentler, full breath in, full breath out. सीमा जी आप तो फिर बैठ गए. ऐसे कैसे होगा?
बैठ के I can concentrate more. Otherwise,
अरे
my
अरे
attention
अरे
is only on
खा,
physical.
खाली एक्सरसाइज, खाली कंसंट्रेशन से नहीं होगा सीमा जी. करने से होगा. प्रैक्टिस प्रैक्टिस प्रैक्टिस. प्रैक्टिस इज व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड इन दिस. अदरवाइज देयर इज ओनली माइंड. दो ही तो चीज है. या तो योर माइंड,
हाँ, या तो ये
if you,
माइंड है.
हाँ खाली माइंड का खेला हो रहा है, तो माइंड से तो सब कुछ नहीं हो जाएगा ना. अभी तो नहीं होगा. एट सम स्टेज इन लाइफ मे बी इवन दैट इज पॉसिबल, आई डोंट नो. बट वहां तक पहुंचने के लिए पहले बहुत कुछ करना पड़ेगा, तब पहुंचेंगे आप वहां. कि आपने सोचा कुछ और हो गया, वैसा भी हो जाएगा. अभी वहां नहीं पहुंचे हो आप, तो अभी मेहनत करिए.
But if coordination becomes very difficult.
होगा होगा ना सीमा जी, आप करिए तो. करिए तो. रिमेंबर, टंग इज एट द रूफ ऑफ योर माउथ. belly is super relaxed. Your breath is going all the way down to the मूलाधार from the सहस्त्रार. ये करेंगे तभी तो चैनल खुलेगी आपकी. अदरवाइज चैनल्स खुलेंगी कैसे? Up to you. Focus on your breath. Focus on how your breath is moving, how deep it's going. I think all of you are now getting your breath to the Mooladhara, so that is not a concern anymore. But focus on how your breath is, how smoothly your breath is moving through you, up the spine, and what sensations are building up inside your body. Notice them all. There will be sensations. Sometimes there may be a sensation of some temperature, heat or cold, or some other sensations. Notice them, observe them. Om. Om. गीता जी आप प्रेजेंट तो हैं, बट आई डोंट नो व्हाट यू आर डूइंग, बिकॉज आपसे बात भी नहीं हुई और आपको देखा भी नहीं है मैंने. तो आई कांट इग्नोर यू ऑल्सो. सो आई नीड टू एटलीस्ट सी दैट आपको कुछ तो लाभ मिल रहा, आप आए हो तो. I know it's difficult for you. It's midnight, so the fact that you're even making this effort to come. नहीं, गीता जी सो गई. ओम. 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 So if the movement is happening very comfortably, you are getting a sense of both the channels. That's a very good start. And Today is only day 3, so this is good progress. I'm satisfied with most of you. Seema ji, Dr. Seema ji is a little bit of a concern so far. Geeta ji, I don't know what is happening to her, so I can't comment. But others are getting reasonably good, are making reasonably good progress. सीमा जी आपकी breath कैसे चल रही है, कहाँ से चल रही है, how's it going, how's it impacting you?
It is reaching Muladhara.
Okay, that's good.
It reaches, that is there. Only thing is ki I'm still not really, I'm not sure that I'm observing the 2 channels.
Okay, so now let your breath go to the Muladhara. For some time, move your attention away from this movement. Bring your attention totally to the upward movement from the Muladhara. So let this down channel, let it continue the way it's continuing. Don't focus too much on this. Since you're having difficulty with both, go straight into your back channel. See what happens. Excuse me, I'll take a call. Sorry. Hmm. So focus on that channel up the spine. See how your breath is moving. When you get a sense it's moving, then try to see whether you can feel it in both channels clearly or not, and simultaneously. गीता जी तो चली गई फिर से, चलिए, so be it. Om. 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 Full breath in, full breath out. जितना empty करेंगे, जितना full करेंगे, comfortably. No stress in the body. Keep your belly super relaxed. When you keep your belly super relaxed, you will notice that you are actually inhaling more. Om. सीमा जी जब आपके सेंस में आएगा वो तो मुझे बताइएगा. Both channels. Monica ji is meditative. I think she is enjoying her breath, and I can usually not say anything when that happens. I think आप बैठ के करिए meditation तो और अच्छा रहेगा, Monica ji. You can move your breath this way, sitting down. Om. 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 आइए बैठिए. Now we have only a half an hour. Let's do our next part of the program.
Another thing is, I have a tendency to hold my breath once I come up. When I
You
take
have a
my arms
tendency-
up, and I will hold my breath. I can't breathe in, and then I will
Oh.
breathe
But
out again.
करते करते ठीक हो जाएगा सीमा जी. As you continue doing the practice, especially if you keep your mind on it, if you keep your attention on it, हो जाएगा. Remember one thing. Oh, by the way, this word attention, It's a very powerful word. The word attention is an extremely powerful word. Wherever your attention goes, there goes your energy. Wherever your attention goes, there goes your energy. So most of the time, what are we doing with our attention? We are wasting our attention on unnecessary, useless things. On the things where our attention can bring us the greatest rewards, we don't focus too much. What is the term we use for attention? We pay attention. Look at this. It's a very powerful phrase. We pay attention. We pay attention because it's a very powerful resource. Most of us consider money a very important resource. You know, we will not spend our money unnecessarily. We will not pay money to somebody for nothing. Seema ji, please pay me 1 lakh rupees. Na? You are so good. You've got such a beautiful smile, Seema ji. Please pay me 1 lakh rupees. दीजिए ना, प्लीज पे मी ना. आपको तो भगवान ने बहुत दिया. प्लीज ना सीमा जी, प्लीज पे मी 1 लाख रुपीज प्लीज. हंस रही हैं, पे नहीं कर रही हैं. लुक एट दिस. हाँ, शी इज लाफिंग बट शी विल नॉट पे मी. But the moment something is on TV, the moment something is happening somewhere, you will immediately pay attention over there. So that means you value your money much more than you value your attention. The amount of value that you add or attach to your money is far more than the value that you attach to your attention. How much attention do you have? Can you quantify your attention? Believe me, there is actually the amount of attention we have is very limited, because you can only pay attention in the present moment. You cannot pay attention in the past. You cannot pay attention in the future. So the present moment has a very limited number of moments, hours, or whatever. Even in the present moment, your attention is not 100% under your control. आप सो रहे हैं, you cannot do anything with your attention. आप खाना वाना खा रहे हैं, तब भी थोड़ा बहुत ज्यादा कुछ अपने attention से नहीं कर सकते हो. So most of the time, your attention is not even under your control. It is powerful thing. So can you imagine, you have, let's say you have 100 crore rupees in your bank account, but you don't have control over that account. Somebody else takes over control over your account. What will happen to you? Same thing is happening with your attention. Your attention, but you have no control over it. So get back control over your attention. Learn to give attention to those things that bring you the biggest returns, rewards. Because just as you spend your money, if you give, you spend, if you pay money to somebody, you want something solid in return. So if you will give me 1 lakh rupees to me, you will want something really solid from me. Then only you might give me 1 lakh rupees. If you do not get something really superb back from me, you will not give me 1 lakh rupees. Am I right? सीमा जी सोचिए, हाँ बोलिए या ना बोलिए. और यू आर सेइंग कि आप मुझे देंगे नहीं. चलिए ये भी माना मैंने. ये भी मान लिया. चलिए कोई बात नहीं.
No, it's
So
true. We do not value our attention. We do not value our time. We do not value our energy. 3 things we don't value.
So no, time and energy ka saar is attention.
That is it. Yes.
Attention combines both time and energy. Without time and energy, there is no attention.
So it's the most precious thing.
Yes, the most precious thing you've got, your attention. So you must be very careful what you are giving your attention to. Use it very smartly. Use it in ways that brings you the maximum out from it. आप सारी दुनिया में देखोगे, everyone is trying to take your attention. कोई फोन करता है, कोई मैसेज भेजता है, कोई टीवी चलता है. But what are you getting out of it? By all means, सब करिए, सब कुछ करिए. but evaluate what are you getting in return. किसी ने मैसेज भेजा, आपने मैसेज पढ़ लिया, अच्छी बात है, कोई बात नहीं. अब वो सपोजिंग 15 मिनट का लंबा मैसेज है या 15 मिनट का कोई वीडियो है, आप ऐसे ही देखने लग जाओगे just because something catches your attention for a moment and then you stay with it for 15 minutes. What happens at the end of it? What are you getting back in return? So start understanding this. You will use your valuable resource of attention, which is a combination of time and energy, more effectively. We are learning about breath work, and your breath work is going to make a huge impact on the quality of your life, guaranteed. If you learn to make friends with your breath, if you learn how to use your breath, if sometimes some of the things that I share, there are only some very subtle insights. So insight ko to, how can you evaluate an insight? How do you give value to an insight? Like for example, this dilation at the tailbone. Nobody shares this insight. I don't even know whether anyone has this insight. To me, this is the starting point of a very powerful program, and I'm going to initiate you into that. It's called the Lotus Opening Program. I will not take you deep into the Lotus Opening Program, but I will bring in some critical elements of the Lotus Opening Program into what we are doing. So the Hanuman Master Breath and the Lotus Opening Program, very subtle things, but very, very powerful techniques. They are integral to all the breath work that I share, all the breath work that I do. Integral, and you will understand in time. आप लोगों ने थोड़ा सा use किया the dilation at the tailbone, and you saw that there is an impact on the quality of your breath, right? We will build on this as we go along. So now please lie down on your backs, and remember what we did the first day. You pulled your heels up to your buttocks and your knees were pointing to the ceiling. So be in that posture. Observe both the channels, two channels flowing simultaneously, one towards the Mooladhara, one from the Mooladhara up along the spine. Don't keep a pillow. Please don't keep a pillow under your head, and don't lie on a very soft surface. Yoga mat is great, no problem, which Rashmi ji is using, excellent. If it's a hard bed, that is also okay. Stay in that posture, stay in that position for a few minutes if necessary. Only bring your attention to both the channels flowing simultaneously. That is all I want you to bring your total awareness to. खाली देखिए कैसे दोनों चैनल एक साथ में आपके चल रहे हैं. Keep that awareness. Feel that. So these two channels that you have started using, Abhi, I don't think most of you had an awareness that you actually could access both these channels simultaneously. So that is another plus for you. That's another breakthrough in a sense, and that's good. Om. Keep your stomach very relaxed. It is relaxed because you are in this position. It will be relaxed. You will also notice that your belly seems to move up and down as you breathe, and that is also good. And as you begin to feel both the channels simultaneously, observe how your breath is moving, how deep or how high it's going up the spine. Deep to आप सबका I think अब जा ही रहा है to the Mooladhara. So deep is not a worry or not a concern anymore. How smoothly your breath is moving up the spine. You can bring a little awareness into that. No issue at all. The more relaxed you are, the more relaxed your belly is, the better and smoother will be the flow of your breath and energy. So when I think of the breath, I think of breath as Ma Durga coming on a lion. You know, you've seen these pictures, no? Ma Durga aati hain, she's riding a lion. and she's carrying weapons in her hands and so on. So this Ma Durga is Shakti. You know, lion is the breath. It's moving. No one, nothing can stop the lion because lion is so powerful. It's the king of the jungle. So your breath is the king of your system. It can move anywhere. So move the lion through your system, and Ma Durga riding the lion will continue to slay the demons. What are these demons? These demons are different kinds of negativities, different kinds of blockages in your system. So you can think of your breath as Ma Durga working her way through your system, cleansing you, clearing you, and leaving you in a state of being more available to the higher energy, being more available to higher chetana. Just as at home we have so many different appliances. You use the same electrical energy in one appliance, it creates heat energy. You can iron your clothes, you can you can cook your food, or you can toast something and so on. And the same energy through another appliance, it cools the room, it cools the food inside in the refrigerator. Sometimes it brings light, sometimes it causes the fan to rotate and move the air. But the energy, the electricity is the same. Appliances are different. So your chakras are like different appliances. And of course, energy is energy. It's Ma Durga, if you like. It's Shakti. As your energy moves to different chakras, it has a different impact. There are different kinds of appliances in your system, emotional appliances. These emotional appliances are connected with your karmic memory. So, seed, we have understood, or we know how to use seeds. You take a handful of seed and you throw it on the ground, and then after some time, the earth gives it back many times. You throw a handful, you will get bagfuls of whatever you threw into the ground. What is a seed? Sadhguru says it beautifully. Sadhguru says seed is memory and energy. Seed is a memory of what it was, where it came from. So it produces more of that. A, a wheat ka seed, a seed, wheat, a grain of wheat will not produce a grain of rice. वो तो wheat ही produce करेगा. So your mind is like the earth, a very fertile area, a very productive area. And your thoughts are like the seeds. Your emotions are actually the thing that powers these seeds. So your emotions are what creates these thoughts. And emotions are a package of memory and energy. So the more negative energy we use, the more negative energy we sow into our minds, the more is the crop, more is the harvest of negativity. So we need to guard against that. We need to avoid doing that. We need to allow our system to create positive energy, positive emotions. So when you learn to use your breath through your system, you slowly begin to get some control over your the thoughts, that the emotions that are being generated. You get some control over, uh, or at least some awareness of what kind of negative emotions are working, and you can slow them down. So anyway, for now, both the channels are working, and that's a good thing. Am I right? For everyone, both channels are working. Yeah, give me a thumbs up if it's correct. Okay, very good. Yes, 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 yes. All right. So I've got a couple of thumbs ups, but I haven't got from all. I haven't got from Dr. Seema. Monica ji, I don't know whether she gave it. I couldn't see it because her picture is a little fuzzy. Lalita ji's thumbs up is also a thumb picture is also a little fuzzy, so I couldn't see the thumbs up if she gave it. But I trust you gave it. Otherwise, you can say that you did not. So fine. Everyone is sensing both the channels moving together. Now, as this flow of energy is happening through both channels, I want you to bring your awareness to a third channel. At the surface of your body, near the navel, bring your attention to the point near the navel and visualize, for now, visualize an etheric body, like a subtle body that is like a sheath around your physical body. So now this is where you will draw in energy from. You can visualize your navel chakra, your Manipurak, as being connected to the universal mother, if you like. If you wish to, you can connect your navel chakra to the universal mother, and you can visualize, or you can feel that the universal mother is channeling her energy, her warmth into your Manipura. Let it flow through your system. You are just drawing in energy from the universal mother. Or if you like, you can visualize the sun. Remember, it's also called the solar plexus. This is the Manipura. This is the fire chakra. So now we are bringing in this energy from the Manipura to start balancing some of the kapha that may be in the body. It will not balance in one day. It may not even balance in a month, but there will be some movement in that direction. Some of you will sense that movement quite early. Some of you might take a little longer to sense that movement, and that's perfectly all right. So now two channels are working simultaneously, and also one additional movement is happening from the Manipura as energy, warmth is coming in, solar energy, if you like, or heat energy, if you like. The energy of the sun is coming in through your solar plexus. You can visualize uh, Ma Durga, the universal mother, channeling her energy into you. Let this energy flow into you. Let it spread through all the parts of your body. Let one part of it move towards the Swadhisthana and the Mani and the Muladhara, and from there up along the spine. Let one part of it move from the Manipura straight towards the Anahata, Vishuddhi. Let it continue deep into your system as it washes everything with a gentle warmth. Remember, it's not a very strong, hot, a very powerful, red hot kind of a energy, but it's a very gentle, warm, and life-giving energy that's flowing in through the Manipura. And as it continues to flow in, it brings its warmth, its light, its energy, and spreads it all through the body, including in the lungs, where there seems to be sometimes a collection of phlegm or water and so on. Especially after COVID, that's become a very big problem. A lot of people seem to have issues with their lungs and they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to cleanse their lungs and so on. So if you do the Shvasko Shuddhi Kriya, and the videos are online, and then follow it up with the Tridosha balancing program, you'll find that kapha doesn't trouble you as much as it might have once upon a time. So you find a relief there. Stay with it, hold it for some time, observe what's happening. There may be many kinds of sensations, and that's good. There's no harm in that. Om. The more relaxed your belly is, the easier will be the flow of this energy. Some of you will get a very clear sense that energy is coming in, flowing through you. Some of you may take a little longer to get a sense of it, and that's perfectly all right. Yeah, please start sharing whatever you have observed so far regarding the third uh, source, if I can call it that, or the energy flowing from the Manipuraka. Let me start with Rashmiji. Rashmiji, what have you observed? Om.
Uh, so it was quite relaxing. First observation is that it's quite relaxing. Thoughts are wandering, but little less compared to the usual scenario. The breath is quite freely, circulating. You can feel that lightness, and the energy. I have still not felt it, to be very honest, because a little disturbance because I have a little back, I mean, a knee pain. So the thought was going towards that knee pain. So I think that was kind of blocking.
So remember what we were discussing yesterday? When you
Yeah.
do this flow, when you pull that breath up along the spine, you can actually pull the pain
Pull the
from the knees. Yeah, pull
yeah,
it up, yeah, up the spine and
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Okay,
Sure, I'll do that.
okay, great, great. Anyone else? Seemaji, any sense?
I think I started feeling two channels, like,
Hmm.
and a little warmth started
Where did you feel the warmth?
started from my lower back and
Hmm.
rising up.
Okay, okay,
And,
great. So that means somewhere in the Muladhara area and the Swadhisthana area.
I think it's not from Mooladhara. It started
Okay,
from there, and then
excellent, excellent. You surprised me. I didn't expect you to get this sensation because you've not been doing the other stuff so well. So anyway, I'm glad you surprised me. Thank you. Very good. So keep doing this. Keep doing this even as I talk to others. Rashmi ji, continue doing whatever you're doing. Monica ji.
Yes. While practicing, I didn't have much sensation, but I felt the breath going up from the tailbone right up to the sahasrara. And when I'm sitting right now, I'm feeling a little bit heat in the Muladhara area, and the breath that's going upwards is cooling breath.
And
As
you're
it
feeling
goes,
meditative.
yeah, very much meditative. Yes,
Okay,
don't
excellent.
feel like
Very good.
talking.
Yes. Okay. So continue with stay with your breath. Don't stay with my words. Okay. Go with your breath. Lalita ji.
Yes. I also started But I can feel that there are two-way channels.
Simultaneously,
Today,
both channels. Okay.
yeah, for me, but while that outgoing breath, that complete YouTube is not coming. Somewhere it is in between, it is stopping.
So
Some
it's
breakage
moving
is
up,
there.
it's moving up the
Yeah,
spine, but it's not
yeah.
going up to the sesla, and that's okay. No worries with that. As long as you keep working this channel, apna, it will do its own cleansing. We don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
But we have to focus on making use of these channels constantly. It's not as if you have to do it only while doing these practices or during the course. You may do this all day long. You may do it for 24 hours. It won't hurt you. It won't harm you. It's only going to bring you greater and greater breakthroughs. Okay, right. Santoshji. Om.
I feel more relaxed now. While inhaling, I can feel that the dilation as well as it's engaging with the Mooladhara. And while exhaling, it's coming upwards to a very small extent. That's all. And the third part, I'm not able to see
Get it.
anything.
It
Third
doesn't
part in the
matter.
sense that,
The drawing in of energy from the Manipura that you're not
yeah,
sensing yet. Doesn't
not
matter.
yet.
But continue with this. Do not stop. Okay. Neetuji. Om.
Yeah, I can say I can feel the channels even more. It's more clearer than yesterday even. And the thing, some heat is also there. Can feel at the lower back. You can say at the Muladhara chakra. But about the third point, I'm not sure okay, whether I
Doesn't matter.
can.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
I,
Continue to, yes, Monica ji.
uh, I don't know. I missed out the Manipur, drawing energy from Manipur. I didn't hear that. Maybe I was in meditative state or what. I just missed it
No,
out.
you were playing with your mobile phone then. I noticed that.
There was an important call, so
Okay.
meanwhile, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So when you were using both these channels, the one down towards the Mooladhara, the other up the Mooladhara, up the spine. As you were doing this, as you went deeper into this, you didn't go deeper because you were still, you were a little engaged mentally. So maybe you didn't do too much of that, but all you needed to do was while this was continuing, to visualize like a sheath around the body, along the body, like something just along the upper surface of the body, and you were drawing in something from the energy from the universe through the Manipura. So you could think of it as being connected via the navel to the universal mother, or to the sun, which is the primary source of energy on earth. Remember, all energy on earth comes from the sun. Even koila, even oil, indirectly it's coming from the sun. It's not as if the earth has it. It has been taken from the sun. Trees have grown. Trees may have gotten buried and then turned into coal, or whatever is sab jo drama hua hoga, I don't know. But the basic source was still the sun. Similarly with petroleum, similarly with even the hydroelectric energy, it's only when the sun heats the water, it rises, falls as rain, then the rivers flow. So all the sources of energy on earth, the essential source, the primary source is the sun. This is the reason why Hanumanji's guru is the sun. Hanumanji works with energy. His through prana. Prana is an energy. He works with it, but his guru is the sun. And Hanumanji is my guru. So that's it. So this is what Hanumanji shares, and what I share in my programs. The clarity comes through some internal process that he sends me, and it seems to work beautifully because the results are there to show for it. So that's the good thing. This is what you will do over the next 24 hours. And our next meeting is, of course, tomorrow at 11 o'clock. We will go little deeper with all of these. This combination of the breath and movements, this is what you will practice during the day tomorrow before our session. And then, of course, in the session, we'll build on that. Thank you all. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, sir.